Hello, Scorpio female loctician. Welcome to your reading. We are here to find out what it is that God want to tell you as it pertains to your loctician career. Okay. So, Most High God, if there's anybody trying to interfere with this reading, please block them so we can receive the messages that you brought us here to receive. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your children. Thank you very much. Alright, Scorpio. The subject matter of your message, we've got children. Your work life is being affected by children. This is a love deck, but I'm using the word work in place of the word love because it has the same effect. Okay, you can use any deck to explain anything. So, I was guided to this love deck to explain these work situations. So, replace the word love with work wherever you see it, unless it's actually talking about love for your work. Okay, so let's see what your message is. What the subject matter is: children. Your work life is being affected by children. Interesting. I should just peep to see what they are, because y'all were doing a lot. So we got passion, and this could be the one. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. You've already met the work that you seek. So, yeah. That's what was acting so crazy, those two cards. So now we put them back. We were just being nosy. It might make sense in a minute. But they didn't fall out. I like when the cards fall all the way out so that there's no mistake that, yeah, this is what we need you to pay attention to. But I was just curious because those cards were doing a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. Okay. So the messages we got: unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this work relationship going. That's the first thing. But let's read on. Then we have keep an open mind though. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So this type of work is so different to what you're used to that you're feeling like, yeah. Okay, and then the third one, we have a reconciliation. So a work from your past is returning to your life. Interesting. So what we've got going on here. Okay, so the children card. I swear most of these readings are the same. Where it's like people are in doubt, they don't know. It's like I didn't realize there were so many locticians that were just out of work or not being locticians at this time, because almost every reading was talking about locticians getting back out there and doing what they do, or locticians finally deciding that yes, this is what I love to do. It's a lot of these readings were talking about how it's so different. It's so different from what people are used to be doing for work. Okay, I've said this before in another one of the readings. I believe it's the Pisces reading. Because what a lot of people don't realize is this line of business is new. It's a new industry that's basically just opened up to the public. Rastas have been looking after their locks for themselves for a very long time. But now that dreadlocks are fashionable, a lot more people are wearing them, and they don't have a clue what to do to take care of them, to clean them, to make them healthy, to make them grow, to make them beautiful, to make them clean. Yeah, I said that already. Right. So they don't know what to do. So they come to us, the experts, quote unquote, experts. Now, what we got going on when it comes to the dreadlock industry is there are a lot of people who have no experience, nor do we have schools or teachers to teach us the ins and outs of dreadlock care and maintenance. That is the problem. So because right now we are also students, but most of us don't see ourselves as students, and that causes the corruption in our mind. Most of us, we're used to knowing what we're doing because there are usually classes that we can take to learn what we need to learn when we're going into a new line of business. When it comes to dreadlock care and maintenance and styling and all that, we don't have any schools to give us that pre-knowledge. Okay, we have to, while we're working, we are figuring it out on our own. I've been in this business since 1995, and now it's 2025. So that's how much experience I have. So I know a lot about the ins and outs that I can teach a lot of people. Okay, but this isn't the forum for that. That's the problem. But what we got going on is a lot of locticians, people who have chosen to jump into this line of work. They're frustrated because they feel like they should know. They thought that it's easy. They think that taking care of dreadlocks is easy. Easy money. It's not. It requires thinking. It requires paying attention to what the dreadlocks are teaching you. Right now it's completely new, so you have to approach the dreadlock business as a student if you're new to it. If you're not new to it, then you can approach, because right now I have my master's personally. Okay, and that's why I can charge how much I charge. That's why the effects of how I do what I do are of high standard and all these things. I have studied dreadlocks for a very long time. I understand a lot about dreadlocks, and that makes me a master. There's a lot of people who have been in this business for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and there are a lot of elements about dreadlocks that they have not yet figured out. They're not even paying attention to. They probably don't think that they have to pay attention to, and they're not getting the results, because after the longer the time goes on, is the more you get to realize how little progress you are making as to the cleanliness of your clients here, the health of your clients here. Because a lot of people treat dreadlocks as though it's combable hair. They're two completely different things, and therefore their requirements are very different. So that's the first thing that locticians need to recognize. Taking care of dreadlocks is not like doing weaves or plaits or wash and blow dry and all these things, because over time you will see the results of your formula or techniques. It shows over time, and if you don't like what you're seeing, then that's an indication that you need to change your formula or change your technique, because you want to give your client the cleanest, most beautiful, most healthy head of hair that they have ever experienced in their life. If that's not your if that's not your aim and objective as a loctician, you don't need to be in this business. Not taking care of dreadlocks, maybe styling them, because I see a lot of you guys, you are fantastic when it comes to styling dreadlocks. I tip my hat to you. But when it comes to washing the dreadlocks, when it comes to repairing the dreadlocks, when it comes to moisturizing the dreadlocks, when it comes to teaching your clients about home care, you fail miserably because you yourself don't know. You see? So I will look at videos of people with dreadlocks and I realize, like, your hair is really nice, but you need to step into my office and come get a wash from me. You need to visit me. Right now, I'm about to relaunch my business and I'm not even going to be doing all that interlocking and stuff because you guys are great at that. What I find the market is missing is proper washing and moisturizing care. So I feel like I'm a relaunch my my loctician business, but I'm gonna focus mostly on dreadlock deep cleans and dreadlock repair, because I don't like the way that you people repair dreadlocks either. Using the crochet pin to pull those hairs in, the way I wash dreadlocks, I feel I've never experienced it because I was out of the business when that method came in, but I feel like the way that I wash dreadlocks, the way that dreadlocks are supposed to be washed, it's going to weaken the attachment, and that's going to be a problem. So, saying all that to say, because there's so much to learn, because this field is so new, it's hard for a lot of locticians. Okay? And it's like your work life is being affected by children. That means, like, you need to get back into that childlike mindset. You need to see yourself as somebody new. It's a new industry. Okay? And therefore, it needs to be learnt before it can be taught. Okay? So you need to be doing a lot of research. Even on your clients that are sitting down in your chair, you need to approach each client as, each head of hair as a teacher, rather than trying to force your vision upon the dreadlocks. It doesn't work that way. It's only going to frustrate you. If you're a hair braiding technician, you know that there are times when you can decide how you want to style the hair, and there are times when you have to work with the dimensions of the head, the hairline, how much hair is on the head, and these factors dictate the overall style. It's kind of like that when it comes to dreadlocks, because no two-headed dreadlocks are the same, if you notice. Some people have more, some people have less, some people have small ones, some people have big ones, some people have really tight curls, some people have really loose curls. There's a lot to learn, and that's what you people have to realize. You need to approach it like you're a student, because there's so little that we know about it. Well, not we, but you guys know about it because it's new. Even if you're about to start a head of dreadlocks, the processes that you use to start a head of dreadlocks, if you're working on European hair, that's that straight hair, white people hair, there's a certain method that you can use. If you're working on mixed race hair, there's a certain method that you have to use. If you're working on Afro hair, there's a certain method that you have to use. The techniques vary depending on the quality. Well, not quality, but the curl pattern of the hair. I don't want to say quality because I'm not going to be honest with you. If we want to talk about quality, African hair, Afro hair is the best hair for dreadlocks. And I'm not trying to put one above the other. So this is why I don't want to use the word quality. So, because I know usually when it comes to quality, like white people here would always come out on top when people want to talk about quality. White people here and mixed race here. And when it comes to dreadlocks, proper afro curly nigger nappy hair is what makes great dreadlocks. They lock faster, okay? They hold better, they're firmer. We're not gonna get into all that. But anyway, just know that you have to approach it as a student. If you approach this new thing, like you know everything, you're gonna only frustrate yourself. So you need to stop lying to yourself. Okay? So, so that's why you feel like there's not enough chemistry to keep this here going. And maybe you're right. Maybe you don't want to put in the kind of effort that it takes to learn what you have to learn, because like I said, I've been doing it from since 1995 and doing it on my own since 1995, allowing nature to teach me. I gained my master's in about 2021. That's when I realized, like, hey, I can change the price of my services now, because I understand so much, and I'm doing so well. It's like I know it like the back of my hand or the front of my hand. I know it. So now it's time for me to, I can even become a teacher if I wanted to. And that, if that doesn't say master, then I don't know what the hell getting master's degree in anything is. Okay? I could teach people this. Matter of fact, I think I will. But yeah, so let's see. So it's coming back. It's coming back. You're thinking about getting back into it, but you have to just go into it with the right mind frame. Let's look at the underlying issue that we got in your case. We have honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And then we have chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So it's like for a short time you really felt connected to it. So let's keep reading. We got you deserve love, you are lovable. And then we have attraction. You attract love by enjoying this moment fully. And then we have playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine, getting to know each other. There's that student energy. So there you go. So the reason why you falling out of love with being a loctician is because you're not approaching it from the right mindset. If you if you take the time to get to know each other, like understand how you see dreadlocks and understand what dreadlocks is really about, then you'll be able to really love what you do. Okay, getting to know each other. Then we got heart to heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Honestly discuss how things need to be done. And we got forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more success in your present moment. So you need to release the past, release your past way of handling dreadlocks and stuff like that, or approaching the dreadlock industry, and take on the right mindset, because your money, finances, and career, financial issues are a factor in your work life right now. Okay, so you can't charge masters money if you're not a master. It's not fair, and you're gonna make a lot of clients really upset with you by presenting yourself as though you have gained degrees that you have not. Okay, so a lot of people need to realize that just like any other line of business, you need to learn first. You need to be a student first before you can then go on to be that thing. So as I was saying to some of the other signs, right now the teachers of lockology are being made, and we are actually studying while we're working. While we're offering this to the public as a business, we're actually studying, but most people don't know that. So that's why you go into a lot of salons, they look nice, the salon look nice, the stylists look nice, but the quality of their work is questionable. That's because they don't realize they're students. They thought that lockology is easy. But just like any other line of business, there are intricacies, there are very minute details that are majorly important. These very minor details, they hold a lot of weight as to the overall end product. Because you can pretend to be a loctician today, but over time it will show the world, your clients here will show the world if you actually are or not. If your clients here is breaking, you need to reassess and understand why your client's hair is breaking. If your client has like all broken hair along here, you need to assess what they're doing with their life to make that happen. If your client has a whole bunch of white lint at the nape of the at the nape here on the locks at the bottom, you need to acknowledge and find out why that is happening. If your client randomly has breakage along the dreadlock, you need to figure out why that is happening. If your client need repairs, you need to give your client not the most recent technique, but the most effective and long-lasting technique, even if it has some disadvantages to it, because nobody just wants to waste their money and their time. Okay, when it comes to all these little white dots of edge control or gel or hair grease or hair oil and lint and all the other things that they attract, if your client come into your chair with all that in there, or your client go get a wash and they come back looking basically just like they went in, then you need to assess what you're doing wrong. If your client's hair feels stiff, if your client hair isn't very flexible, if your client hair is stiff and hard, you need to assess what is wrong here. What are you not doing, or what are you doing to cause your clients here? You need to know what healthy dreadlocks feel like. You need to know what clean dreadlocks feel like, so that you'll be able to determine when you're making a mistake and when you're actually on target. Because I see a lot of great hairstyles, but I see a lot of dirty dreadlocks walking around here. I don't like how the dreadlocks look. They look deformed, they look deprived, they look dirty, and it's not setting a good image for dreadlock wearers. It's going to make people want to turn away from dreadlock. And as a loctician, you cannot afford for people to be turning away from dreadlocks because they're not happy with the state of their dreadlocks, due to locticians who claim to know what they're doing but actually don't, because they refuse to be students before they become teachers or consider themselves masters, present themselves as masters. You're making it bad for the industry if you're doing that. So this is serious. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But if it is for you, you need to approach it the correct way. Because when people go to hairdressers to get their weaves and their lace fronts and whatnot, there's a certain way to do it and there's a certain way to not do it. They want to leave there looking and feeling like they just stepped out of a professional hair salon. It's the same thing with dreadlock wearers. They want to look and feel like they just stepped out of the salon. And they should. If they're having their hair taken care of professionally, just by looking at them at first glance, you should be able to tell, yeah, whoever's taking care of them dreadlocks, they know what the hell they're doing. These are the standards that we need to attain, so that other people can fall in love with their natural beauty. Because that's what dreadlocks is, It's your most natural. It's the hairstyle that bring you closest to your most natural beauty as possible. The fact that we manipulate them and make them the sizes that we want and all these things, then that diminishes from the natural effect. But generally, it's the most natural hairstyle that you can come across. Because if you don't comb your hair, it's going to lock up. Anybody who don't comb their hair going to grow into dreadlocks. Period. But our grooming, we need to upgrade our grooming skills. There's a right way to take care of dreadlocks and there's a wrong way to take care of dreadlocks. there's a way that's going to encourage people to love and want dreadlocks themselves, thereby increasing our potential for clients. And there's a way that's going to make our clients want to cut their dreadlocks off so that they can look spiffy like the dudes who go to the barber on a regular basis. Because they prefer to have clean hair. So when them girl put their head and put their nose next to their head, they could feel like they're having a slice of heaven going up their nostrils. People don't want to be embarrassed. They want to be admired. So I hope that this I first of all, let me apologize for my serious tone and the irritation in my voice. But if you're a fair person, you will understand why I feel how I feel and why I'm talking how I'm talking. I am only human after all. And the same way I'm making space for people to make mistakes and do nonsense in the industry is the same way y'all have to make space for me to express my dissatisfaction and my outright irritation with getting it wrong, because it reflects bad on all of us, even if even if this person have never come into our chair. It just looks wrong. It's just like somebody go and get their hair interlocked by somebody for the first time and they do it so tight. When another interlocker decide they're gonna interlock the hair, even if they're the most conscientious interlocker, they're gonna be afraid because they've been traumatized by that experience. And this is what we have going on. So one loctician's bad job makes it bad for the rest of us. It affects the rest of us to some extent. So your business is my business in that respect, because we're in the same line of business. And this in this line of business, when you traumatize a client, they tend to put all of us in the same bracket, and that's not fair. But it happens. And so it's important for us to get the locticians to be actual professionals rather than just present themselves as though they are. Because you can make your salon look nice, you can make your clothes look nice, you can make yourself look nice, but you have to be able to talk the talk and walk the walk. Because over time, everybody will be able to see that you were just chatting shit by the end results that they have, how their hair is behaving, how their hair looking, and when it's in its natural state. You can only mask the nonsense with hair styles for so long. When that person wash their hair and they really take a look at their hair, they gonna know when you're doing rubbish. It's like one time a client came into the shop to book an appointment with me and he had his hair styled, right? And I booked the appointment. And when he did come to sit down in my chair, this man had so much breakage, and it just made me realize, and he came from a very reputable, he was a client at a very reputable loctician, a very reputable business. Okay, I'm not gonna call the name of it, but I've had several clients come to me from this. Is one of the first people to commercialize dreadlock maintenance and care. And almost every client, if not every client that have ever come to me and told me that they are a frequent client of this place, all of them have such breakage. I'm like, what nonsense is this? And the business had such a powerful name that is like the Nike of locticians. And the name was just shit. The name had such potential, but it was being poorly managed. Okay, because your clients, for your name being that large and in charge, your clients shouldn't be looking like that. That just show me that y'all don't know what you're doing. But anywho, Yeah, we need to fix up. We need to put in the effort that's necessary, because if this is how we're gonna pay our rent and buy food and do all the fun things that we like to do, that we need money for in life, then we need to make sure that people believe in our work. We need to make sure that people leave our chairs feeling happy. We need to make sure when they go home and they wash their hair and the hair is in their natural state, they're still happy because it's being so well maintained at the salon. We need to make sure that they know what to do at home. And we can only teach once we have learned. So, good luck. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.